This is part 2 of where we left off before. We were talking about a Faraday cage. A Faraday cage is really nothing more than a metal box. Then you need to put your cell phone in it, anything that takes a chip or that has a battery. And that is for the reason of having an EMP, which is an electromagnetic pulse. You know, we could have one at any time. It could be used as a type of warfare. So all I'm saying is that if we had an EMP, you would not have a vehicle that would run. The chip will be fried. Your cell phone will not work. And so the only way to protect those items is to put them in a Faraday cage. If you do it at night before you go to bed, maybe, I'm not sure if you keep a phone by your bed or not, but I do not. And a Faraday cage would be a nice place to keep it in case of an emergency. So there are things you can put in there, walkie-talkies. They would also be something you would want to put in your cage to keep safe. So a two-way radio, they would be nice to have. We used to have CB radios. That's exactly what I'm talking about, a two-way radio. They're not that expensive anymore because they're kind of obsolete. Not many people use them, but they still work in the case of emergency, or a ham radio for that matter. In the case of an emergency, one of those that you wind up. They're very handy when you don't have electricity. So
Yep.
You might think of that as well.
And your freedom sticks and ammo, because you need to protect yourself and yours. So,
And all of your things that you just took the time to prepare with.
yeah.
You know, my husband asks me questions all the time about things, about how I would feel, I think just to bounce things off of me and to see where I'm at versus him or otherwise. And he said to me the other day, you know, Charlotte, what if one of the neighbors comes over and they don't have any way of taking care of themselves and they're asking us to help give them food or give them something they may need? You know, are you going to turn them away? And I thought about it, and gosh, that was a hard question to ask somebody. I have a lot of faith, and I don't think the Lord would be very happy if I turned someone away. Yet I have to be able to feed my family as well, and the children. They're the most important thing to me, the children. And I would try to do something else, I guess. But I'm not sure. I'm not really sure about that answer. When it comes to put you, right in your face, and there they are at your front door, you have a dilemma. So you need to kind of talk about those things between one another and see where you stand on them. You might have very different views and have not even known it. So, and when I say to get a plan together for worst case scenario, I mean to be very specific. My husband works in Indianapolis every day, so he commutes 1 hour to work and 1 hour from work. If something would happen during the day at, it is like 12:49, if something would happen right now, and for some reason we would have an electromagnetic pulse and we don't have any vehicles, how's he going to get home? We live an hour away from where he works, so we need a plan. We were thinking about a bicycle. Keep a bicycle in the trunk. The front wheel usually comes off of a bicycle. However, my husband works with our son. They travel every day together. So they both need a way home. And we need to have a time set up for the amount of time that it may take him. It may take him 2 or 3 hours to get home from Indianapolis on a bicycle. I have no idea. I have never tried it. But I do have to give him enough time to get home. And in that time, if it goes past the 24-hour mark, we need to have a plan for that. If you don't make it here in 24 hours, then what? If you do make it home, then do we trek somewhere to pick up other people? How do we make arrangements? We need a radio. Yeah. Okay, well, you need to think about that. So these are all very important. Don't be stuck out because you didn't think of these things. We are so used to all the modern conveniences that we've never had to really worry about these things. And it can be a little overwhelming sometimes to really go out and think about them and have the actual discussion. Yeah. No one wants to even say those things out loud. God forbid they ever happen. So,
and if you had to get things from place A, point A to point B, how are you going to get them there? So you really need to have a cart or a wagon or something that can hook to your bike. Get your tricycle bike with a basket in the back or a basket in the front of your bike, or I don't know, better figure it out. Whether you need a horse in a cart, if you have a goat in a cart, a mule in a cart, a pony in a cart, whatever, wagon that you can hook up to them. I know these sound like really old ways, but they were way back before we had all this electricity and automobiles and the nice things that we have now that makes life so easy. But you need to be prepared. So when you don't have those things, you can still get what you need done.
And just know that the larger metropolis areas and your cities, those people are going to be the collapse first, because they have no way really to grow things. They have no way to really store a lot of items. So, when something fails there, it's like a, scatter to the outskirts of town, to wherever, because there's nothing left in the city for you. You can't survive there with all the modern conveniences closed around you.
Another good reason to have your freedom sticks and your ammo. You
And
never know how
cash.
bad it's going to get.
You need to have some cash.
Definitely.
I know that sounds ridiculous and you don't know how much. Well, you're never going to know how much. We don't have all the answers, but just have some cash to barter with, or, other items. But yes, and your freedom sticks and ammo, yes, those are very important.
And a bug out bag ready in case you do have to leave your house to go somewhere else. You need to have your basic stuff that you need in that bag ready to go so you can grab it and take off. And if you have to cross waters for any reason, people live in all different places. I mean, if I had to cross water, I'm ready. I have boats, I have kayaks, I have whatever.
Something inflatable with a pump, a foot pump to pump up with. Yes.
Be ready for those things. Even if I had to leave, and go somewhere else, I'm ready. I'm ready for that. I guess, I don't know, we have a lot of faith in the Lord to handle our things. And I know sometimes people say, well, the Lord will take care of me. Well, that's true. He probably will. But you have to also learn to take care of yourself and take care of yourself first, and put some effort into taking care of yourself, because it's not my responsibility to take care of you. It's not your neighbor's responsibility to take care of you. It's your responsibility to take care of you and be ready.
That is true. That is true. So I hope all of these things come in handy for you and you can actually utilize them, because there's a lot of planning that goes into it, and it feels a little scary sometimes, but it doesn't hurt to plan. If you never use it, you never use it. At least you have it. And if you find that we're not going to have any type of food shortages and such, just gradually use those meals as you go along, and have more family get-togethers. That way you can use all that spaghetti that you bought and all that sauce, and other items as well.
Yeah, but it doesn't hurt to be educated. So I would get books and I'd get educated on different things that you could eat out and about in the forest or whatever, and forage for. I would get educated on herbs and how to use those medicinally.
Mushrooms is a big one.
Yeah.
You need to get a chart on the edible mushrooms. I think that Indiana has all the mushrooms here are edible, I believe, except for a couple varieties. But you need to know what they are.
Yeah.
But the Lord will provide for you. There's plenty of herbs here. There's plenty of things that grow on the earth that you can eat, right down to mud. I am hearing you can put mud in your cup of coffee if it's never been sprayed by something for, an herbicide or something like that. But yeah, I mean, it's here for you. You just have to know where to find it. And we're just used to going to the grocery store.
But right now you have time to check these things out, learn how to cure meat, learn how to pickle stuff, learn how to ferment. Fermented food is awesome. Wonderful probiotics for your belly. It's good stuff. Learn how to do it. Learn how to mix some cheese. Learn how to can. Learn how to work with leather if you have to. Whatever, learn things. Get yourself knowledgeable, so it's a tool for you when things happen. You have your tools.
Yes, your tools are very important. You need to learn how to live off grid.
Yeah.
You never know when there's going to become a time where you need it, and you never know when there is going to be a time where you just want it. You just get tired of everything around you, and
I can do it.
Want the peace and serenity of living off grid.
Like this, I would do it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a water girl. I would live on the water.
Yeah, I could do that too.
Yeah,
for sure. All right, well, that's about as far as we're going to go with this game. Take care of yours, you and yours. Be prepared. If you have to make a community to make it work, make a community to make it work. You know, pick some really good, reliable friends that you can count on, that you know will come through and do their part, and make it work together if you have to.
And for goodness sakes, have some grit and gumption.
Yeah, for sure. See you guys later.